Hi, this is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. Welcome to my channel. Have you got the chance to watch last Saturday's Stamp with me on Nancy Stamp's channel? It was so much fun. If you haven't got a chance to watch that video, I will put the link below. You can watch the replay. It was awesome to work with the 5 excellent crafter stampers by using the same stamp, same die cut, and create something totally different. Some of you guys sent me an email and left me a comment, and then you guys want to see, you guys want me to create a video to show you all the cards that were created doing the stamp with me. I would love to do that. That's what today's video for. So, and make sure you subscribe to Nancy Stamp's YouTube channel or the Local Kings YouTube channel. I saw a lot of you guys took the advantage for that 30% off. That doesn't happen often. And especially when I am offering 30% off for all the online store. That includes the least month special too. That's a very big sale. It took me 4 days to send all the orders out. So good news is they are on your way. Just give a little bit more time. Try to stay safe. Stay at home doing more crafting and watch some awesome videos and try to have fun. How many of you have you tried to do the Zoom? I was thinking after joining Nancy Stamp with me, of course they want me to do it every month. Well, I would love to do that, but remember I'm retired and I just want to play. I don't want to work. I enjoy to join Nancy and her buddies to stamp and have fun, but I don't really enjoy the packing and doing the shipping. So I would like to get a more connect with my viewers and my customers. So here is the idea I was thinking about. How many of you are using the Zoom? I was thinking maybe I should invite some of you guys once in a while and we just get together and we can work in some project and chatting a little bit just for fun. No shopping necessary because I'm not trying to sell anything doing those chatting. And so I'm thinking about that. What do you think? Would you join me if I send an invitation? That will be so much fun, isn't it? Okay, or yeah, maybe doing that Zoom and you guys can ask me some questions. We just want to have fun. We are not going to have any promotion. We're going to just sit in front of the camera, and then if you like to know a little bit more about me, that's what I'm trying to do. Well, but I will always join Nancy and her teams to do the stamp with me or anything they invite me, I will be there for that. Okay. So, and then thank you so much they invite me. It was so much fun. I really have had a good time. I feel so welcome and they're so kind, so friendly. So if you haven't got a chance to watch Nancy, Tracy, Stacy, Ryan, and Charles' channel, I will put their YouTube channel below. So make sure you check it out. Okay, so that's the start today's video. Maybe it's going to be a little bit longer and because you guys want to see. So I am trying to do my best to do that. Okay, so that's the start today's video and card by cards. Okay, so today's video we're gonna just take it easy and just try to enjoy, have fun. If you have Lisa humming along stamp set, feel free to bring it out and while you're watching the video and give it a try. So this stamp is actually a very popular stamp set and combo set. It comes with a hummingbird fuchsia and also comes with a 2 die cut. So I have been mentioning in my video, this stamp is called a shadow stamp. So the shadow stamp doesn't have an outline and it's kind of reverse. So that's why you can color directly on the rubber stamp. The first time when you use the brand new shadow stamp, it's a good idea that you use an eraser to erase the surface. So this step is going to help your stamp ink much better. You only have to do this if you have the rubber stamp. If you have like a polymer stamp, you don't really have to do that. You can use any kind of water-based markers. I wish I can say those are the magic marker you must have. You don't really have to have it. They are just good quality markers. If you have a Stampin' Up marker, Tin Ho's Distress marker, and Marvy, Tombow, any kind, even like a Crayola marker, they will work just fine. Because the really trick is the stamp, is not the markers. Markers, they are just the marker. Without the good stamps, they are just the marker. You want to do this kind of special effect, you got to have the shadow stamp. Okay, so I'm going to just color one time because some of you guys probably have never seen how to color with the marker. So I'm going to just show you a little bit. And if you already know how to do it, just fast forward it. Okay, so I am going to using paper cuts macro cardstock. They are coated, so on the surface is very smooth. And I did a paper review the video 183. So you can find all the papers, Mapco cardstock glossy paper on the market. So just make sure you click this link below. That way you can see all the information. Okay, so let's start the first one. And then we are going to use this stamp positioner. If you have one, use it. If you don't have one, if you are using macro cardstock, you don't really need one. But if you're using the regular cardstock, it's better to have a stamp positioner. So that way, if you don't ink well, you can go back to the stamp again. But on the macro cardstock, because they are coated, they really absorb ink well. You don't have to stamp 2 times. Okay, so if you don't have a stamp positioner, don't worry, watch the video number 43. In the video number 43, I did create a video to show you how you can use the DVD case to create the stamp positioner. It works exactly the same. So always we have a fuchsia here, we have a hummingbird here, and I know some of the people, they like to color one at a time, but Local Kings Market, they dry slow on the rubber, so they totally give you enough time to finish your color all. When I try to keep simple, always choose two color, one light color, one dark color. So for the fuchsia here, and then try to hold your marker like a 45 degree, so that way the ink floating much smoother. Okay, so when you color, here is something that you got to know. It's just some small detail. When you color, try to keep your marker directly on the rubber stamp. Don't try to color with a line. For the foundation, we want to make sure we color everywhere well. So we don't want to see those stroke. But once when you color everywhere, later on you can go back. You can do whatever you like. So I put one light purple and one dark purple, and I'm going to also add a little bit magenta color. Magenta color is my favorite color. So don't try to color too many colors. Just keep simple. 2 or 3 colors is good enough. And then now I'm going to do the leaves part. Fuchsia is one of my favorite flowers, and I just love them. I plant a lot of fuchsia in my garden, and especially the hummingbird love fuchsia. Okay, so let's do this. A little bit darker green, and those markers are awesome because you can actually blending directly on the rubber stamp. See, like this one, I have a light color. I can go back to blending directly on top. And then I'm going to just put a little bit darker blue in the tip of the fuchsia. Okay, and then hummingbird. What color is a hummingbird? That's to do the 2 blue. Okay, you can take your time. They dry slow on the rubber, so you don't have to worry. And those markers are awesome because they can use like a watercolor too. So sorry about that. Okay, let's just turn off my phone. It's off. Okay, so and then that's just the color here. Okay, take your time and remember foundation color. You got to make sure you color everywhere, no gap. And then I am going to have this darker brown color the frame. Okay, so you have like 2-3 minutes. It definitely is enough for you. You don't have to half. You don't have to. Let's give a little bit eyeshadow on the hummingbird's eye. Don't worry about where's the eye. Just somewhere around there. Give a little bit black here. The design will take over. Honestly, you just make sure you put all your favorite color on top. And I always give some dotting. I remember at the show, people always ask me, why you put those dotting? I don't know. I just want to, like the flower, they have some brown spot. So I just want to give it some brown spot. Okay, so we're going to give a nice firm press. And that's it. Well, I'm going to grab my tool. Where is my lovely dollar store tool? I already used it. Look how pretty it is. I don't really have to do anything. But if you want to, you can color one more time. So the color is going to be even brighter. So that's only one, two. Let me just show you if we want to color one more time. For example, those green leaves area. That's just use the one light green, go over it. I was kind of surprised because a lot of people, they don't really know what's the shadow stamp. What's the difference between the shadow stamp and the detail stamp? So I think I had better create one more video to explain again. Okay, see that green? Isn't that more solid color? So it's totally depend what do you like, but I think I'm happy with the result already. So I'm going to just clean my stamp, and then we are going to do the die cut. Okay, so here is another great tip for you. So those die cut. This is the outline die cut. So what are you going to do? Most of the die cut on the market is like that. So you just put your die cut directly on top, and then you can see there's a big white gap over there, right? So, but the Local King's die cut, I don't use the auto tracing. I actually manually go all the corner. So our die cut is right next to stamp image. Some people like it, some people don't, but I think most of people, they like it. It's a really, really detailed. So even without the stamp, just with this die cut, you can use. See, this is just a cutting on piece of black glossy cardstock. I didn't even stamp the image. You just die cut it. You can still use it, but a lot of people, a lot of company, their die cut is just this outline, right? So you die cut it, you cannot see nothing. It doesn't look like anything. They got to have the stamp. But Local King's die cut because of that detail. Okay, so this is a very detailed die cut. Sometimes when you use it, the paper is stuck between. You have to spend the time to kind of poking it. So here is another great tip. I have explained in my previous video before. Well, just do one more time. Just use the dryer sheets, kind of rubbing the back. You don't have to do every single time. Just the first one or two times, and then when you find out your paper is kind of stuck on your die cut, that's the time you have to kind of rubbing it. And then just kind of put on top guiding. There's some square there. Make sure every square have a color, and the hummingbird's eyes is lined up, and then you should be fine. So I just use like a regular masking tape, kind of remove a little bit those kind of residue here. I'm going to just run to the machine. And also Local King's die cut, they do embossing too. So I will be right back. Okay, see, after actually I rubbing that piece dryer sheet, unused dryer sheet, after I run through the machine, see, it's actually nothing stick there. And they are just a regular dryer sheet. Why should you just pack a 10 sheet, say special die cut release sheets? Well, I probably can make a very good money. Okay, so and then we can just do kind of just use a tweezer, kind of see just one run and how detailed. And then look at I'll show you. Okay, look at all the detail cutting. Okay, so after you die cut, and then you probably say, hey Lisa, something wrong with your die cut. Why they are not off? Why they are still attached on your card? That's something I'm kind of very proud of myself. That's something is a special feature. It's called a kiss cut. So what's a kiss cut is you probably see child's card. Child just put a piece of acetate behind. And then you seal it, you can make a shaker card, anything you like, because there is a little small hinge still attached on your die cut. So all you have to do is, if you want to leave it, you just leave it. If you don't want to leave it, see how easy I kind of break it off. Just like that. You don't even need scissors. These will just come off like these. And then look, even this small area. Okay, so that's how I color, right? And then remember, this is a shadow stamp, so I'm not going to repeat the same technique. So okay, so the first card that I have created is on the piece of acetate. So this is just the acetate, and then I use Stays On white to stamping on the acetate because it's a material, right? So good thing about the Stays On, because if you made a boo-boo, and you can just wipe off with the Stays On cleaner or the glue gun. Have you watched the video? I created a video to show you that I found the glue gun is actually perfect for clean the permanent impact or the marker. So this is a Stays On white, and then you can use gold, you can use any color you like. Okay, so here is my 5 by 25 by 5 and 25 card. Okay, and then I am going to just put in the middle, and then you can just use or tool. Okay, and see how pretty it is. Okay, so good news is this Stays On white is actually dry pretty fast. And then like I say, if you made a boo-boo, just use a Kleenex and then just wipe off. So I just put my die cut here, and then I just use the outline die, cut a piece of color cardstock behind it. So we sell without it. I think it's a good idea to have it, because that way you have a place to write your love note, right? And then, can you believe it? This video I create a great craft tool I found at a toy store. I have over 16,000 viewers already. So it's awesome video. If you like, just make sure you go to our online. I will put the link below. You can take a look. And then this is awesome because this die cut, if you want to glue this die cut, you kind of have to apply the liquid glue, and then kind of take it forever, right? So that's why this sticker maker come handy. Oh, where is it? Here's the part. Okay, so just do that, and then you can use the sticky spack. Or there's a lot of graphic micro dots, whatever, all the different kind of tool. Xyrons, let me see, I have a, yeah, it's good enough. This one I kind of use a few. I love, and then in one of my video was showing you how to never get a sticky finger anymore. So that's one of the way you create a tab there. So just make sure a lot of nice video. So make sure your Stays On is dry, and put on top. Look how pretty it is, and then it's just like that and so easy. And I'm going to just cut the piece of purple. I will be right back. Okay, so here is something you probably want to know how to line up. So or what you can do is you can put your purple one first, and then use that purple one to guiding your die cut. So I already did it. So what I'm going to do is just try to do this way. Okay, so what you can do is you can put this purple one first, and then put your front card back, and then put this die cut on top. So that way it's much easier to line up. Didn't think about that one before we start. And then also see that the glue. Okay, so the only things that kids sticker maker is they don't have a refill, but thank you, you guys provide all the information. You can buy these artist tags. They are perfect. They are not as sticky as the sticky packs. So I like sticky packs, but I found out they are very sticky. So this one I think is perfect because the price is 25 sheets for only $28 Canadian dollars, and then you cut into a 4 is a perfect platform. You don't really need that little machine. You can have a piece of silicone rubber mat. They will work just fine. And then if you want to use that rubber mat, make sure that rubber mat is nice and clean. Otherwise, everything is going to stick on top. One thing good about the in the back, you don't really see the glue mark. If you use the tape, they probably leave those kind of ugly tape mark, right? So if we want to just put a little bit of ribbon and see how pretty it is. Okay, so that's the one. And then that's I think I probably have to do 2 videos because I don't want my video too long. So let's move to the second one. The second one, I have my paper here. Did I? Actually, I have my paper here, and I have my inside ready here. Okay, so how did I create this one? I'm going to do the partial cut. You already learned how to do the coloring, right? So inside, I use the Asian corner die cut. Okay, and then I just use a piece scrap paper, and I just die cut it. After die cut it, I kind of trimming off the frame, and then that's my fuchsia. You can still see the shape of the fuchsia, right? So this is what I do is I just use this one as my template, and then I'm going to just grab a magic mushroom. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a light green. Okay, so I'm going to just use the magic mushroom and kind of just tap. Oops. See? And then just try to rotate it. You don't have to ink your magic mushroom all the time. And the paper I use for the foundation is Michael's Recollection. It's actually, I found out the quality is actually pretty good. I don't remember how many sheets, but I think the price is awesome. They are 110 pounds, so very heavy quality, heavy good cardstock. And I kind of use a lot now. So only if you want to stamp it with markers, you probably need like a good coated cardstock. But if we want to do some blending, and then magic mushroom is awesome for the blending. Look how beautiful this background. I think it's good enough. I don't really like to use the pattern paper. I usually create my own pattern paper. Okay. And then, so this is my inside, right? And the outside, I am going to use my outline die cut. Okay, so they come with 2 die cut. And good news is for all the 2021, do you remember I have shared the 8 brand new set coming in the spring? Well, I'm supposed to do the pre-order now, but I'm actually very, very lazy. So that's... I think you guys can wait. No hurry, right? So I just secure my my die cut here, and then here is the $1 million tip. So we are going to do the die cut, right? You don't need a special machine. You don't need anything. All you need is you can use. Let me go grab it. Okay. I have at least a narrow cutting plate, so I'm going to just cut half of them. But remember, you got to rotate it. If you don't have this one, I was showing in my last video. Make sure you check it out how to cut the partial. You can use the embossing folder to block this side. You can use those self-healing cutting mat. So anyway, you just have to block one side. Okay, and then Or there's other way to do it, like this one. I did you just run through this way, and when you run through the machine, you kind of just stop. I kind of stop a little bit late, so they kind of cut a little bit more, so it doesn't matter. So you can just folding like this. It still does the job, but I just think I cutting a little bit too much, so I'm going to just do that and put some ribbon and then put the die cut on top. It doesn't matter. So if you don't have this mat, you just run through this way. If you have this extra narrow mat, cutting mat, you just run through this way, and that way it will only cut partially. But just make sure you watch the video below. There's a video that I created to show you all the information how you can do the partially die cut. Okay, so and then I'm going to remove my tape, and this is just a regular painter's tape, nothing special. I think exactly like that purple tape. I don't really find that purple tape anything different except the price. Okay, so you can see in the back I have a partially die cut, right? So I'm going to remove this one, and then instead of trimming that piece, I'm going to just folding it and then put a little bit tape, okay, to secure like that. And okay, so that's how I created my second card by cutting just partially. And for the inside, I remember that template was using for, wow, this is pretty too. We can use these, the others, like some part any way you like. So the two hummingbird, I don't have a color, and then you know the reason I put it here because I accidentally got my fingerprint on top. So I was using my two hummingbird to hide my boo-boo. Smart, right? Okay, so that's why I create this card, how I create this card, and I think it's really pretty. And let me see if I can kind of borrow this one. The good thing about this glue is that they are kind of repositioned. They are not really sticky, but they are sticky enough. So, but if you use those sticky and spark, you are not able to peel off. So that's the other one. If you find the background here is see, this is too empty. So what you can do, you can use the words background stamp or any kind of stamp. And how do you think? Oh, this one I don't think so I can. This one I use a sticky spark, so I'm not able to pick up, but I can still add some script in the back. Yeah, so that's the second card. Okay, and I'm going to do one more card, and then the rest of them, well, let's see, what do I have here? This one I'm going to leave it for next video. This one I'm going to leave it next video. Okay, so this one, let's do one more. So this one is very easy, nothing special. What I did is just cut one piece mirror cardstock, but I want to show you something else I didn't show when I was doing the Stand With Me. Let me show you what else I can do. Okay, so I want to show you actually Local King's die cut can also do the embossing. I don't remember, have you tried those kind of embossing before that you have a stencil and then you have a stylus and then you have a light table and then you put your stencil on top of your paper and then you use a light table and then you spend a lot of time doing like scrolling, and then you create something like a dry embossing. I show you what you can do. So first of all, remember you're going to rubbing that die cut with a piece of dryer sheet. Okay, so after you die cut it, just don't move your die cut yet. See how detailed. Make sure you have a clean cut, and then we're going to use a piece of rubber. And then we are going to move that adapter. I'm going to run to the machine. Sometimes you probably sometimes you probably have to shimming. Oh, well, actually, I have to shimming. See, it doesn't really have anything, right? So I'm going to put one extra cardstock, and then you will see the magic happen. So I am going to just grab a piece of paper, just a scrap paper, just computer paper, recycled paper. And then you're going to put your die cut. The die cut is on the bottom. Your paper, your rubber mat, your shimming, the other piece, and you're going to run to the machine. Okay, so that's remove my shimming sheets, my piece of rubber, and then can you see the embossing? Okay, so every machine is different. Let me show you better when we see the front. So you got to make sure the die cut have an embossing feature. If the die cut is only like a least piece, nothing between, no matter how many rubber you put, a lot of shimming you put, nothing going to happen because they don't have an embossing feature. So this kind of die cut, those hollow area, when you put the piece of rubber, the rubber push the paper through those embossing holes. That's how they create the embossing. So you got to make sure that you have that embossing feature. And then let me show you what's it look like. Okay, so here can you see the relief? And then I'm going to just break those little hinge. Don't need any special scissors or anything. They will come off like that. Okay, and then the die cut, actually you take a look at the back, some of the flower petals, okay, have a pre-cut. So you can just put some foam tape under and look how pretty it is. So this one, I didn't really do the embossing, it's kind of flat. And this one, you can see there's embossing, right? Let me see if I can. So I can even use this piece, okay, as my back. I think that's really pretty too. So I'm going to just maybe stamping some gold. Well, let's just do it. So my stamp is dirty. Do I have a gold color? Yes, I do. But I don't think so. The gold color is going to show. It's going to be too light. Let's use this vintage sepia. I supposed to clean my stamp, but I didn't do it. But it stays on, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so be careful. We only want this part. We don't want the inside stamp. So that's just rub a little bit. Very nice. And then, how do you think? There you go. I think that's really pretty too. So I am going to just use my little, okay. So I am not trying to sell these kids sticker makers. I use it because I think it works well, and this channel is all about sharing. I think this sticky stuff is done. Need to create a new one. So again, see, I use the piece of scrap acetate, so that way I don't get a sticky finger anymore. And going to do that. The sticky spec, I think they definitely will last longer, but I think they are just too sticky. If you have a very intricate die cut, maybe you're going to have a little bit problem to remove your die cut from the sticky spec. So this one, the artist tag, I think is perfect. It's not sticky, but sticky enough, and I think actually you can remove them. So flat embossing you can see the different, right? Flat embossing. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop now and I'm going to create a, actually not really. So this one I'm going to just explain to you guys, and then tomorrow, not tomorrow, the next video, I'm going to just show you these two. So this one, I just have a half size of the letter size, and then it's a 4.25 by 11, just a half size of letter size, and then you're folding the half. So like this. And the other one is a 4 by 10.5 inches. So a little bit smaller so that you have a border. Okay. And then you're going to folding it. Okay, you're going to folding it. And then I'm just a kind of like a eyeball it somewhere in the middle. I'm going to just maybe cut 1 inch. Okay. You can use a ruler to just kind of mark where you want, but I'm kind of lazy. Okay, so you cut this one, right? And then you're going to just poking in the middle, kind of make it like a vertical, right? And then you kind of just push down like this. So that's how you create that step. I mean, this part, bench, right? Okay, so, and then the background, I use the same technique. Remember, I just use these piece sheets, kind of just rubbing around it, right? And then this die cut is so detailed. Let me see. Oh, this one I use a sticky and spack, so I cannot remove it. So you know how did I color that part? I show you in the beginning of this video already. So, but the die cut is really fine, right? And then this little bench area, I can only hold the bottom of that hummingbird frame. So it's going to wiggly. So what I did is I used the outline die. So the purple shape, I just use that outline die, cut the piece of acetate. And then I mount my detailed die cut on top, and I use that acetate as a support. So when you open it close, I don't have to worry about my frame get deformed. So I think that's kind of pretty unique. We can do that. How do you think? So that's the other one. Is very easy. What you're gonna do is you just have your card size ready. Just use the scissors to trimming maybe around 1 inches. Okay. After you trimming it, you're going to use your finger to push it the center that bench area, make it like a 90 degree, and then you're going to just push down and folding it. That will get a perfectly folding it. And then use this piece to decorate all your background, and use your outline die cut. Cut the piece of acetate, and the detail die cut just mount on the piece of acetate. I think acetate is perfect because if we use the color cardstock, maybe we lose the back, we cannot see. But because it's an acetate, you can really it really look like a hummingbird, you know, behind the windows. I think it's just pretty unique. How do you think? Hope you like it. Okay, so that's the one. And should I continue? You know what? Let's just continue do it. And if we find too long, you just fast forward. But because these videos you guys require, so I'm going to do that. So the other one, I have my paper ready here. Is a half size of the letter size, and it's actually too easy. I'm going to just explain to you. So I am going to just cut a heart shape here. So I'm going to just tape it. And then I'm going to cut my heart shape here. And then remember, I only want to cut my front, right? So you got to make sure you put your paper between that cutting mat. If you do that, you're going to cut the whole sheet. So your card is going to have a hole. which is great. Kind of nice because we can do. Oh, I just get a wonderful idea from myself. I'm actually teaching myself in my video. I actually have the other idea. I'm just cut the whole shape. I'm going to make a see-through card. I think that's really unique. But today we're not do that. So what I'm going to do is I just put the heart shape in the middle and folding your card and run through the machine. Okay, so I have my heart shape here. Okay, put this one back. Okay, so here's what I did is the inside, I just used the same hummingbird, and this time I didn't color that frame. So when you color them, you just color the fuchsia and your hummingbird, but don't color that frame. And then you use the words or any background behind you like it. And then I have 2 more hummingbird here, but I want to show you how did I create those heart shapes. It's actually very easy. What you're gonna do is I have those kind of heart shape die cut, right? So I use the small heart shape, which is cut the 2, and I'm going to use that as my stencil. So and then I'm going to just using my magic marker, and this magic marker is awesome because you can control the color. So I'm going to just clean it, and remember those magic mushrooms, don't wash it. If you wash it, they really become like a magic. They will grow up 2 times bigger. They will take like 2 weeks to come back completely normal. So I'm going to just pick up a very, very light color, testing a little bit. We don't want it too much. So I'm going to start with just tapping 1, 2, just change the direction, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then I'm going to change to the orange color. Okay, I'm going to grab my orange mushroom. This is not the orange, it's yellow. Okay, and I'm going to kind of overlapping a little bit. 1. Okay, 2. You know those magic mushroom is perfect for stencil because when you use a brush, when you brush it, you maybe accidentally, push your stencil away. But this is because we are tapping, we don't rubbing. So it's a perfect way to do that. Okay, so that's another cards, like just using a very simple stencil to create my background and put my hummingbird and my fuchsia in the back. Okay, so that's the other one. So that's just finish this one. Okay, so the last one, this is so easy. What did I do is this is just die cut, the detailed die cut. The detailed die cut on the glossy cardstock, like a black glossy cardstock, and you can use regular cardstock, mirror cardstock, any cardstock you like. And then I am using my new friend, the Michael's Recollection 110 pounds cardstock, and let's grab it. And I'm going to create some sunset looking. You can create any kind of. I lost in mine. One marker. Where did the marker go? Oh, here is under the table. Okay, those markers is awesome because you can refill with water, and I do have a video if you accidentally, but don't do it unless it's necessary. If you forgot to close your marker, leave it overnight, it dry out. All you have to do is pop this one out, put a few drip of water. When you see the water dripping down, that means your marker, and just dry the tip. They are ready to go. But those markers, usually they are too moisture. You don't have to refill it unless it's necessary. And you can refill up to 2-3 times. They won't change the color. More than 3-4 times, the color will fade a little bit, but they will still last for a long time. Okay, so sunset color, I have orange, I have a red, I have a purple. I think that's good enough. Okay, and then we're going to use a magic mushroom, and we're going to rolling. So that's the last card I was showing. We was using tapping. this time I'm going to rolling, so I use the side of my magic mushroom, just a side, kind of rolling the color. And then I'm going to just kind of, my impact is dry. This small one really need to go to the show, pick up some impact. Okay, so that's just a kind of rolling on the side. You can use the front, you can use the side. We just use the side. And then we kind of just rubbing horizontally 180 degree. Okay, you can use the side, you can use the front too. Okay, just rubbing it. I'm going to use the side. When you start rubbing, start from your scrap paper, so that way they don't have a star line. Okay, right to the left, left to the right. Okay, and then this paper is just a regular cardstock, nothing fancy. I just like it because it's nice and thick. Okay, and then keep your stroke horizontal. That way your sky is look nice, sunset calm color. We don't want the storm. We want the peaceful finish. Okay, let's just do a little bit. Okay. Okay, so that's my orange, and then I'm going to do the red color. I think I'm going to grab a. Okay, and one more thing about those magic mushroom is that they work better if they are a little bit moisture. So how you going to moisture? I was mentioning don't wash it. So just use a wet cloth, kind of give a little bit moisture on top, and then especially when your magic mushroom is dirty, and always dry with white cloth. And then let's see how clean my. See, this is a kind of red, right? But when you do it, if you keep it, let's do again. Let me show you how clean you can clean. So kind of use the wet cloth, kind of absorb the surface of this magic mushroom, and then use the white cloth, kind of absorb. Okay, all the color. Let's see, pretty good, right? So if you continue to do again, it's going to be more clean. So if you accidentally dipping your mushroom to the other color, don't panic. You can just, the worst scenario is you just wash it, right? But we try to don't do that because it's going to take a 2 week to be completely come back. But maybe you are in the Mesa area, they dry fast. Okay, so that's just rolling it. And then when you use this magic mushroom, try to support those sponge area. They are actually pretty good, but so far I didn't break any mushroom. They are very flexible, but if you're always taking care of your tool, right? Try to just give a little support by holding your fingers. Okay, and they can blending so well. Okay. You will get it. Just give a little bit, touch out rolling it. Okay, that's what it look like. They can be very, very smoothly, but I don't want it so smooth. So I'm going to try to do a little bit purple. Okay, my purple is kind of dry. But let's give a little moisture. Like I say, they work well if they are a little bit moisture. If you're living in some place very, very dry, just get a little bit mister stuff. Just kind of give a little bit rinse, mist. Okay, so kind of rubbing it, kind of rolling it. If you don't want to have those kind of rolling marks, so you're going to start from one side. Just do like this, so that way they don't have a stop line. One direction only. They can blending very smoothly. See, they don't have that stop line, right? So one direction, kind of brushing like how you sweep your floor. Okay, and then you can rotate your paper to the other direction. They can blending so well. You just have to give a try and figure out the comfortable way to do that. Okay, and then Now we are going to give them some clouds. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper here. I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock here. Okay, and then, or in my previous video, I was showing you how to use the circle punch to create the cloud. So, but I'm going to just use this one. See, this time we kind of just tapping. So those magic mushroom is awesome because you can tap, you can rub, you can do all the things you like to do. You just have to get used to and figure out the best performance. So those blending brushes, they are good too, but they take a little bit longer time to do. So that's my sky. Okay, I think that's really, really nice. And let me clean. Okay, and where is my background stamp? How come my table is so small, but can't find anything? Where did that background stamp was just? Okay, couldn't find my words background. I'm going to just use this one. So I'm going to use this is the hope. So I'm going to just kind of give a little bit color in the back and see what's look like. I have no idea what's looks like. We will find out pretty soon. Okay, so make sure this one is a vertical, kind of in the middle, and my tool. Or maybe I should just use my hand because I want to make sure everywhere is nice. Maybe it's very ugly. I have no idea. Okay, ready? Whew. I think that's a very, very nice. How do you think? And then I have a piece of glossy cardstock here, and then I'm going to die cut it. And I will be right back. Okay, so that's just to glue them together. So those are the cards that I was making doing the stamp with me on Nancy Stamps channel. It was so much fun. And then just make sure you click the link below if you didn't get a chance to watch it all. And I'm serious. How many of you use Zoom? And if I send you an invitation, invite you for a playtime, are you going to play with me? Okay, so this one is the artist tag. It's pretty good. It does the job for the detailed die cut instead of but you can always use a glue, right? Voila! Okay, so that's today's video. Just going through the last time. Take a good look, and this one is just a piece of acetate and the detail die on top, kind of like a folding card. You can put your put a gift card there. It's kind of pretty unique too. And this is one just gold and the gold mirror paper with a dry embossing with a piece of rubber. And this is just a partially die cut with a detail on top, and with I just use a piece of scrap die cut as a stencil. And then this one is just a heart shape, and I use just a piece of scrap paper with a two heart shape, and it kind of create my own pattern paper. Inside I just loose the frame, and I only have a fuchsia and hummingbirds here. So, and then this one is just a gold mirror paper without embossing. This is a gold paper with embossing. And this one, just use the magic mushroom, try to rubbing the color horizontal, and just I think it just create a beautiful sunset finish, right? Okay, so that's all the card that I was creating at the stamp with me on the Nancy Stamps channel, and I hope you like it. If you have any questions, feel free to always leave me a comment, or send me an email, and I will be very happy to answer all your questions. For your orders, just be patient. It takes a little bit time to get to you. Sometimes they come fast, sometimes they stuck it somewhere. Last month, I sent one package in the February 23rd, and the customer received on the March 29th. So almost sent the second shipment, but I'm glad she received it now. So think about it. If I invite you, join me for playtime, how many of you will be able to join me? No selling, just get together and working some project. And if you have a question, you can ask me. And it's not going to be the live one, but I will upload to Local Kings YouTube channel later. But it's not going to be the live the live video. Okay, so hoping you can join me. If you're interested, leave me a comment, let me know, or send me an email. And if I got enough people, maybe we can start it just for fun. Okay, so this is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.